My dear child, listen carefully because you did not come across these words by chance. I am warning you right now, and I need you to hear this with your heart, not just your ears. A sudden change is coming sooner than you think. What you've been feeling is about to shift. What you believed was hidden is about to be revealed. And what you thought was just a private burden in your heart is about to become a public part of a big change in your life if you act soon. This is not just about changing a place, direction, or routine. This is a movement of destiny. I am taking you from one season of your life and guiding you to the next. And no, you will not walk this path alone. The person you love, the one your heart has not been able to let go of, the one I have been working with behind the scenes, is more connected to this next chapter than you realize. My child, do not ignore this. Do not treat it like another fleeting thought, another emotional moment, or another message you hear and forget the next day. Time is moving forward. The atmosphere around your life is changing. I've already started moving things in the spirit, and soon you will see what has been happening where your eyes couldn't see. That uneasy feeling you had is not by chance. That sense that something is ending and something bigger is coming is not just your imagination. I've been preparing the way. I've been preparing the heart of the person involved in this story. And when the time comes, things will move faster than you expect. That's why I am speaking now, warning you now, because if you're not spiritually alert, you may mistake my hand for just coincidence. If you're not paying attention, you might see this transition as an interruption. But in truth, it is a release. I am not trying to scare you. I am trying to position you. I'm not speaking to make you anxious, but to prepare you, to assure you, and to ground you before the next door opens. There are things you need to understand before moving forward, because this blessing is real, but so is the responsibility that comes with it. This is not the time to fall asleep to my voice. This is not the time to ignore the stirring in your spirit. This is the time to stay alert, surrendered, and ready. So, before we move forward, I want you to respond in faith. Speak this declaration now. Lord, I won't miss what you are telling me. Write it down as a sign of your agreement. Write it as an act of obedience. Write it because something is changing, and you need to step into this word with an open heart. What I am about to reveal will help you understand everything you've been feeling. And once you see it clearly, you will realize that this movement has never been just about where you are going, but about who is going with you. What is coming is not just about moving from one place to another. It's not just about walls, streets, boxes, plans, or the practical things your mind keeps trying to organize. It is much deeper than that. I am moving your life. I am taking you out of an old atmosphere and bringing you into a new one. I am closing one season at the root to open another one with power, clarity, and purpose. That's why what you've been feeling lately has been so difficult to explain. Have you ever felt a separation before it completely happened? Have you felt uncomfortable in places that once felt normal? Have you looked at certain people, certain routines or patterns, and something deep inside you quietly said, "This can't go with me to where God is taking me"? That feeling is not confusion. It's not instability. It's not that you are becoming too emotional. It is me making you aware that the old place in your life can no longer hold the new things I'm forming in you. There is a reason you felt stretched. There is a reason your spirit has felt restless, even when everything around you seemed the same. On the outside, your life may look familiar, but on the inside, I've already begun the transition. The movement began in the spirit before it ever showed up in the natural. That's why you continue to feel the pull between where you are now and where you know you're being called. You're standing between two seasons of your life. You feel the weight of something ending and the attraction of something new at the same time, which can leave you feeling lonely, misunderstood, and even tired. But you're not lost. You're being guided. You're not falling apart. You're being repositioned. You're not just imagining the change, you're living in the early signs of it. It's important that you understand this, because if you misread this moment, you might think something is wrong just because something old no longer fits. But not everything that feels uncomfortable is an attack. Sometimes it's the holy discomfort that comes before growth. Sometimes it's the sacred tension that comes when I am pulling your roots from a place where you were never meant to stay forever. The chapter you're about to enter isn't random, impulsive, or an accident of human making. I've been quietly working, carefully and lovingly, even when you couldn't see it with your natural eyes. And soon, what you've only sensed spiritually will begin to take shape right before your eyes. That's why you shouldn't ignore what you've been feeling. The distance growing between you and your old season is not empty space. It's preparation. Before this new chapter fully opens, there's something you need to understand. First, not every open door should be entered the same way, and not every movement brings my peace. The first thing you need to know is this: you can't let pressure make this decision for you. You can't let fear move your feet before my peace has settled your heart. What's ahead of you is too sacred to rush into, too important to handle carelessly, and too spiritually significant to be driven by panic. Some doors open with noise, confusion, urgency, and strong emotions. But not all open doors come from me. Some doors are tests, some are traps, and some are false paths meant to make you move before my timing, leaving you tired, hurt, and out of alignment. That's why I speak to you seriously now. If you don't learn to tell the difference between holy urgency and harmful pressure, you will mistake anxiety for obedience and rushing for faith. You will move too quickly under a weight that I never placed on you. Pay attention when I guide you, even if the transition comes suddenly. I will fill your heart with torment. I won't push you through confusion. I won't crush your spirit with chaos and call it my will. My voice may be firm, but it doesn't bring inner violence. My direction may ask much from you, but it won't scatter you. When I am truly leading you, there is a strange sense of stability that remains even in the middle of change. There is a quiet knowing beneath the questions. There is a witness deep in your spirit that says, this is heavy, this is real, this is costly, but God is here. That peace is not weakness. That peace is not being passive. That peace is protection. It is the shield I place around your heart when so much is at stake and the enemy expects you to act out of emotion instead of discernment. Brothers and sisters, I must be honest with you. This channel is currently demonetized, meaning we receive zero support from YouTube. Yet, our mission to spread the word remains. Behind these videos is a dedicated team working tirelessly every day. As the head of this ministry, it is my duty to provide for them. But without ad revenue, this has become an overwhelming challenge. If our work has blessed you, I humbly invite you to stand in the gap. Your support on Ko-Fi is a lifeline for my team, a seed sown to keep this light shining. Please check the link in the description or pinned comment. Your generosity is the only reason we can keep going. Thank you, and now back to the message. Make no mistake, there is spiritual warfare surrounding this transition. The enemy knows that what I am doing in your life is not small. He knows that this move is connected to your healing, your future, your environment, your calling, and even the relationship I'm preparing for you to carry into the next chapter. So, he will try to copy my movement, send false urgency, stir up fear, make you feel like you have to act right now or lose everything, choose now or be left behind, force now or miss your only chance. But that is not how I lead my children. Fear screams, pressure suffocates. Panic demands, but my peace rules, my peace calms, my peace remains, even when the road ahead is unclear. That's why you must quiet your soul enough to hear beneath the noise. Some of you have been surrounded by mental noise for so long that you've almost forgotten what my peace feels like. You have been living under stress, disappointment, emotional uncertainty, and inner exhaustion. And because of this, urgency has begun to feel normal for you. But I am breaking that pattern. I am teaching you once again that what comes from me does not need manipulation to survive. What comes from me doesn't need fear to push it forward. What comes from me can wait for obedience, because truth does not fall apart when it's tested. My child, listen to the warning in this message. If it brings constant confusion, stop. If it takes away all clarity, stop. If it drives you into fear, stop. If it makes you feel like you have to ignore your discernment just to keep something from leaving, stop. Don't move just because something is available. Don't move just because someone is emotional. Don't move just because the timing seems right in the natural. Move when my peace wraps the decision like a blanket. Move when your spirit becomes calm enough to recognize my hand. Move when you no longer need to force certainty, because my presence has already become your certainty. I understand that this is difficult for you, especially because part of you is tired of waiting. Part of you wants relief now. Part of you wants the pain to end, the distance to close, the transition to start, and the promise to finally appear. But you must not let your pain decide for you. Pain is a bad guide. Loneliness is a poor counselor. Anxiety is a cruel master. If you follow these, they will lead you to choices that seem like a way out for a moment, but will later bring regret. I am not trying to keep you from something good. I am trying to protect you from entering something sacred with an unstable heart. Because this next chapter is not casual, it is not something you can just throw away, and it is not a small change you can enter without being fully awake. It has consequences. It carries the weight of covenant. It has deep spiritual meaning, and if you are going to enter it the right way, your spirit must learn to follow peace more than pressure. So, ask yourself honestly, what has been guiding you lately? Is it peace or is it panic? Is it my presence or is it your fear of losing something you deeply desire? Is it true clarity or is it emotional exhaustion pretending to be a revelation? Be honest with me, because I can heal what you admit, but you cannot build with certainty on something you refuse to examine. And I say this with love, not condemnation. Many of your delays came from acting under pressure. Some of your deepest wounds came from calling chaos confirmation. But I don't bring this up to shame you. I bring it up to set you free. This time must be different. This time, you must not run ahead of me. This time, don't say yes until peace speaks first. This time, don't mistake strong feelings for clear instructions. I would rather you pause in obedience than rush toward a door I didn't bless. I would rather you wait just a little longer under my hand than spend months recovering from a decision made out of fear. Let this truth sink deeply into your heart. This movement is from me, and my peace will go before you, stay with you, and confirm your steps even when the details haven't fully shown up yet. That peace won't take away every question, but it will keep your soul from being broken under them. That peace won't make the way effortless, but it will make it clear enough for you to obey. That peace won't flatter your emotions, but it will strengthen your spirit. And when that peace comes, you'll feel the difference. You'll know it. Panic will lose its power. Confusion will begin to fade. The need to force things will begin to die. In that stillness, you'll realize I never asked you to chase what I promised. I asked you to trust in the one who made the promise. So, before I say anything more, I want you to answer this with faith and honesty. Has pressure been speaking louder than peace in your life? If your spirit is hearing this warning, comment now, Lord, let your peace guide me, because what is coming next will require more than just strong emotions, it will require spiritual preparation. The second thing you need to understand is this. Love by itself isn't enough to hold what's coming. Deep feelings aren't the same as spiritual preparation. Strong desire isn't the same as divine alignment. And no matter how real the connection feels, no matter how deeply your heart has been touched, if your spirit isn't prepared, it won't hold up. What seems beautiful can quickly become heavy. I say this because many people believe that if love is strong enough, everything else will somehow fall into place. But that's not how sacred things are built. Emotions may start a journey, but they cannot sustain a covenant unless I am the foundation holding it together. What you are stepping into isn't light or casual. It's not just about two people wanting to be close to each other. It's a threshold. It's responsibility. It's exposure. It's the merging of spaces, burdens, habits, histories, wounds, expectations, and invisible struggles. If you enter into this with only affection, but without maturity, truth, or spiritual agreement, the weight of the next season will reveal cracks you were too emotional to see before. This is why I am stopping you here. Before the blessing fully unfolds, to help you look beyond your feelings, you must ask yourself, what's underneath the emotion? Is there obedience? Is there humility? Is there a willingness to communicate honestly, instead of hiding behind silence? Is there strength to choose peace over pride when misunderstandings arise? Is there agreement on values, on direction, on the kind of life being built? Is there respect for what I am uniting, or is it just excitement for finally getting what's been longed for? These questions matter. They matter more than chemistry, more than desire, more than the relief of not feeling alone anymore. What lies ahead will not only show how much you care for each other, but it will also reveal if both of you are truly ready to let me lead what you are building. Some of you have loved deeply before and still saw everything fall apart, not because the feelings weren't real, but because the foundation beneath them was weak. Words were spoken, promises were made, tears were shed, and hope was high. But when the pressure came, what hadn't been surrendered to me started to break. Listen carefully. I don't want you to enter this next chapter filled with emotion, but without spiritual preparation. I don't want you to be so excited about finally being together that you ignore the deeper question of whether both of you are truly ready to carry the kind of union that can handle the transition, the spiritual battles, the delays, and the responsibility. Because this relationship is not meant to be built on the fear of losing each other. It's not meant to be built on the desperation to make something happen. It's not meant to be built on a hurt attachment pretending to be loyalty. It needs to be built on me, on truth, on character, on the ability to stay together under my protection, not just collapsing into each other because of emotional need. This is where many people go wrong. They think being ready means wanting the same outcome. They think they already meet missing each other enough, praying enough, crying enough, feeling enough. But spiritual preparation is deeper than that. It means both hearts have been shaped. Both hearts have been softened. Both hearts have been humbled enough to listen. It means both are learning that love is not control, that closeness is not ownership, that covenant is not a dream, and that a union without surrender will always turn into a battleground. I need you to truly understand the seriousness of this, because if this next step is really from me, then it cannot be treated like just an emotional reward. It must be treated as a holy assignment. There is purpose in it, there is growth in it, and there is responsibility in it. And if the only question you're asking is, do we love each other enough, then you're not asking deeply enough. Instead, ask yourselves, are we willing to let God shape how we love? Are we willing to be corrected? Are we willing to speak the truth? Are we willing to heal what is immature? Are we ready to build slowly? If God says go slow, we must go slow. If God says go fast, we must move fast. That is where the preparation begins. This may challenge you, and it may take away some of the comfort you wanted without being tested. But I challenge what I intend to bless, and I reveal what I intend to heal. I press on the weak areas before the next chapter starts, not to destroy the promise, but to protect it. So don't be afraid if you feel like I'm calling you deeper. Don't be afraid if I'm showing you that this can't stand on feelings alone. That's mercy. That's wisdom. That's a love stronger than romance. I am not trying to give you a moment that feels good and then falls apart when real life pressure comes. I am preparing something that can stand strong, something that will last, something that can bring peace to a new place instead of dragging hidden instability into it. And if I am truly at the center of this, then what is built will not need fear to keep it together. It will not need pretending. It will not need constant emotional rescuing. It will have deep roots. It will have order. It will have strength that comes when two people stop asking love to be their God and finally let God teach them how to love. Let this deeply settle in your spirit before moving forward. This next chapter cannot be entered with emotions alone. It will require maturity, alignment, and the kind of surrender that gives me room to guide both of you, not just comfort you both. Once I begin preparing a relationship at this level, I will also start removing everything around you that cannot survive the holiness of what I am building. The third thing you need to understand is this. Before you move, I will take away what cannot go with you. And this is where many of you feel fear, confusion, or even become upset with me because you ask for the promise but resist the pruning that must come before it. Listen carefully. Not everything in your life is meant to survive this transition. Not every friendship is pure enough. Not every habit is small enough. Not every attachment is innocent enough. Not every open door is holy enough. There are people around you who are connected to an older version of you, a weaker version of you, a hurt version of you, and they feel comfortable with who you were, because who you were demanded less from them. But where am I taking you? You cannot stay surrounded by voices that feed confusion, relationships that drain your discernment, patterns that weaken your spirit, and comforts that keep you emotionally dependent on what I've already called you to leave behind. So when certain things start to fall away, don't call it cruelty. When certain relationships grow distant, don't assume I have abandoned you. When certain doors close without warning, when certain conversations expose hidden motives, when certain connections suddenly feel heavy, tense, or unbearable, don't panic. I'm making space. I am clearing the way. I am protecting what's coming by confronting what hath been poisoning your atmosphere. Because this next chapter isn't just about changing where you are, It's about changing the spiritual climate around your life. And some of you are still grieving over what I have already decided isn't fit to travel with you. You keep looking back at what I'm cutting, wondering why it had to happen like this. Why did it have to be painful? Why did it become distant? Why did the mask have to come off? Why did the comfort have to break? But I want you to understand this clearly. What I take away before a big blessing is not punishment, it's preparation. I'm not trying to empty your life just so that fruit can be possible. I don't close doors to make you feel humiliated. I close doors so that what is wrong doesn't stay in the place meant for what is right. It may feel harsh at first, like a loss before it feels like mercy. It may feel like a shock before it brings you peace. But what you thought was peace was really just familiarity. What you thought was loyalty was just attachment. What you thought was love was really fear of being alone. This is why I have to deal with it, why I have to expose it, why I have to go deeper than you wanted me to. Because if I allowed you to carry the old contamination into the new season, the very thing you prayed for would grow in unhealthy soil. And I won't let that happen. I won't allow what is sacred to be built in an atmosphere of hidden compromises. This is spiritual warfare, and you need to understand that. The enemy doesn't just attack by bringing clear darkness. Sometimes, he attacks by convincing you to hold on to what I am trying to remove. Sometimes, he uses nostalgia. Sometimes, he hides behind emotional bonds. Sometimes, he whispers that just because something was once important to you, it should still be important. But not everything that touched your heart is meant to follow you into your future. Not everything that gave you comfort was sent by me. And not everything that has been with you for a long time earned the right to stay. This is why you need to stop bringing back what I'm trying to bury. Stop chasing after what I've already interrupted. Stop reopening doors that I closed for your good. Stop calling it faith when it's really your soul resisting to let go of what your spirit knows has already ended. It's painful, I know. It feels personal because it is personal. I'm not just trimming the edges. I'm touching the roots. I'm addressing conversations, desires, emotional dependencies, secret compromises, family escapes, and relationships that may seem harmless in public, but weaken you privately. I'm dealing with anything that competes with my peace in the place I'm sending you. Where you are going requires clarity, cleanliness, and an environment where trust can grow, where love can breathe, where purpose can be firm, and where your spirit is not constantly fighting old chains while trying to step into new favor. So, when the pruning process becomes stronger, do not misunderstand my actions. When you feel the pain of separation, do not assume I have forgotten your prayer. When exposure comes, when disappointment arises, when detachment happens, when the old structure starts to crack beneath your feet, understand what's happening. I am not destroying your future. I am protecting it. I am not taking away something good to leave you empty. I am making sure that when I move you, you won't carry the same chaos I've already freed you from. Some of you have been asking me to move quickly, but I love you too much to move you fast when your hands are still full of what you should have already let go of. You want the next chapter, but I want fullness in that next chapter. You want the door to open, but I want you to be strong enough to stay free once you walk through it. You want the relationship, the new place, the confirmation, the visible progress. But I am looking for something deeper than simply reaching the destination. I am seeking alignment. I am seeking purity in your yes. I am seeking freedom in your spirit. I want a life that won't keep breaking because old wounds and old ties were allowed to remain hidden under new blessings. So let me remove what cannot stay. Let me make some things uncomfortable for your growth. Let me reveal what your emotions have been trying to protect. Let me remove what has been pulling you backward. Let me break your connection with anything that cannot go with you to the place I'm taking you. Once I've cleared the way, you will breathe differently. You will see things in a new light. You will stop mourning over what was never meant to stay. One day, you will look back at what I remove and thank me because I love you enough to keep it from following you. Be honest with me right now. What has been slipping away? What has been exposed? What has been breaking? Even though part of you wanted to hold on, don't ignore the pattern. Pay attention to the pruning process. And if your spirit knows I'm speaking directly to you, comment now, Lord, remove what cannot go with me, because what comes next will test more than just your emotions. It will test whether both of you can trust me together. The fourth thing you need to understand is this. This move will test more than your feelings for each other. It will test if you can trust me together, and this test is more serious than you might think. It's easy to talk about love when nothing is shaking, when the distance is still just an idea, when the future seems bright, and when your heart can stay warm without carrying the weight of change. But a move changes everything. It changes routine, it changes every day, and it changes pressures, and it changes what is hidden and righted to the surface. A new place doesn't just reveal what you want, it shows you what you depend on. It shows you what you fear, what once felt stable, and what only survived because it had never truly been tested. That's why I warn you now. Don't enter this next season thinking the biggest question will be whether love is real enough. The bigger question will be whether your trust in me is deep enough to keep you grounded when the unknown starts to challenge both of you at once. Because when I move you, I'm not just moving your body. I'm changing your environment, shifting your support system, moving your routines, and removing your sense of control. I'm taking you from the familiar to a place where you will have to listen more closely, hold on more tightly, and depend on me more honestly than ever before. For some of you, this is the part that your flesh is not excited about. You like the idea of the promise. You like the thought of finally being close to the person you love. You like the beauty of a fresh start. But you aren't yet thinking enough about what happens when the practical weight comes, when resistance rises, when emotions explode, and when exhaustion speaks louder than patience. When one of you is struggling and the other doesn't know how to respond, when old ways of handling things no longer work, when the comfort of dreams gives way to the reality of responsibility, that's when trust is truly tested, not in the dream itself, but in the stretching, not in the desire, but in the pressure, not in what you say when things feel close and easy, but in what you choose when the ground beneath you feels new and uncertain. Listen to me clearly. I'm not moving you to destroy you. I'm not moving you to cause you pain. I'm not guiding you into a time of lack just to prove a point. I'm guiding you to establishment. I'm leading you to a place where what has been quietly forming can begin to take shape with strength. But this kind of establishment requires trust. It requires the kind of faith that stands firm when the unknown appears. It requires the kind of unity that doesn't fade when stress enters the scene. It requires the kind of agreement in the spirit that says, even here, even now, even with questions that don't have answers, we will recognize God together. Some of you have tried to hold relationships together just by emotions. And because of that, when pressure hit, everything became unstable. One person pulled back, another panicked. One person tried to control, and someone else closed off. Why? Because the feelings were there, but shared trust wasn't at the center yet. And I am telling you now that where I'm taking you cannot be held up just by mutual attraction. It must be built on mutual surrender. The test ahead of you is not just whether you still love each other when things get hard. The real test is, can you both turn to me when things get difficult? Can you pray instead of accuse? Can you pause instead of react? Can you remain gentle without becoming fragile? Can you stay humble when the pressure reveals weak spots? Can you trust that I am still guiding you even when every detail isn't clear yet? This matters because the enemy would love to make you think that any tension in the coming season means you misunderstood me. He would love to use the normal pressure of change to fill you with fear, doubt, disappointment, and distance. He would love to make you believe that struggle means failure, discomfort means being abandoned, and adjustment means the promise wasn't real. But don't believe that lie. Concessions carry weight. New ground requires adjustment. Even godly change can feel like a stretch at first. The issue is not whether the season will challenge you. It will. The question is whether you'll let that pressure push you apart or draw you closer to me. My child, this is where many promises stand strong or get broken, not because I've changed my plan, but because people entered a sacred season without learning to trust me within it. They wanted the blessing but didn't want to rely on me. They wanted the closeness but didn't want the surrender. They wanted the oh no, I didn't want to walk in with anything. Don't make that mistake. If you are going to walk into what I've prepared, trust must be more than just a word you say when you feel inspired. It must become the way you stand in your spirit. It must become the solid ground under your decisions. It must become the language you both speak when life becomes demanding. Because when I am truly at the center, every challenge changes. What could have broken you becomes something that builds you. What could have torn you apart becomes something that teaches you how to be together the right way.